Hello everyone. This video is for anybody who wants to use a program like Zoom to do meetings and, in my instance, to do music lessons and achieve a better audio quality. So let's get started.
This is Everything Guitar.
When you start Zoom, you're confronted by this main screen. If you go to the grey bar and you see there's four main icons just above that bar, and then to the right of that you see the search box, and to the right of that you see the orange icon. Just below that orange icon there's a little asterisk looking kind of icon, a little grey icon, and that's the settings button. So if you click on that, you end up in the general settings menu. So you've got settings, this is all on the left hand column. So you see the options general, video, audio. You need to click on the audio section, and that will be highlighted blue like you can see in this picture. And then to the right you can see under the back button, you can see I've checked the icon that says show in meeting option to enable original sound from microphone. Now, by default, that box isn't checked. So you need to select that box and make sure that there's a tick in that box. What that does, that gives you an extra option when you're in your videos that I'll show you that icon later. But if you don't check this box in the settings, then you won't be able to have this extra, what they call enable original sound. And that's really important because Zoom will interfere with your sound and assume certain conditions. Might be assuming that you're working in a noisy environment, or just your proximity to the microphone. Now, if you're in a situation where you want to be a little bit further back from the microphone, and for instance, when I'm teaching guitarists, a lot of my guitarists are on laptops, so the webcam is a fixed point, and that means they need to move back. The distance from the microphone ends up being a lot greater than what Zoom anticipates. But also for anybody just being in meetings and just using Zoom in the normal way, basically the less interference you have with your audio, the better the experience is. So make sure you've got that box checked, show in meeting option to enable original sound. And then under that you've got three other options. Suppress persistent background noise. Now I disable that. Obviously, it's running a background noise suppressant program. So it's what that does. If you've ever watched the news and seen someone broadcasting, from a laptop on the news, you can see like a correspondent or somebody, or just anybody, using a very basic way to communicate. You notice it kind of sounds like they're talking underwater or something, and that's the background noise suppressant type program. And then the similar program, but running a different parameter, is suppress intermittent background noise. And I disable that as well. Again, here you don't want any extra software settings, interfering with your experience. And finally, echo cancellation. I just left that on auto because I tend not to have problems with echo. And again, it's, if I really did have a problem, I'd uncheck that. But for the moment, I just leave that on auto because I expect my students just to be running basic laptops, and I expect them to actually have their microphone and the speakers enabled at the same time. And of course, if there's sound coming out of your speakers that's going to be picked up by your microphone, it's going to be sent down the microphone to the other end. If the person at the other end has got speakers, that sound is now coming out of their speakers and going back into their microphone and coming back at you, and so the loop continues, and that's how you get the echo. So if one of you is running headphones, that is usually good enough to not worry about echo cancellation. And of course I always run my Zoom meetings with headphones for a better quality, and it helps the person at the other end get a better quality, and it saves any feedback or echoes. And that's why if you ever hear anybody being interviewed on the radio and someone's it's a phone-in show or something. Someone's got their radio still on. Obviously, it's picking up the delay of the transmission, and because it takes time to be transmitted. So, echo cancellation on auto is best, I find. But if you do have a problem with that, then just uncheck that. So the next shot is imagining, you're in a meeting and, you're in some sort of Zoom meeting. So the screen, I've just left it black just so you can see the icons a lot clearer. Now, of course, in the bottom of your screen, you've got security, manage participants, chat, share screen, record, reactions. And to the right, you've got end meeting. And to the left, this is all down the bottom. You've got stop video and mute. On the top right-hand side, you've got enter full screen. And on the left-hand side, you can now see this icon that says turn on original sound. And that's where we check that box in the previous screen. This is something that you only get to see when that turn on original sound icon is checked in the settings. Now, it's a bit confusing because it says turn on original sound, but this means that original sound isn't on. So when you click on that, go to the next shot, and it now says turn off original sound. So all you have to do is left click in that box, and it'll toggle between turn off original sound, turn on original sound. Now, it might be slightly confusing, but you get used to it. So once you've clicked on it and it now says turn off original sound, that means that original sound is on. And that is really important, that Zoom is now not interfering with your sound. So you're now running as clean as you can be for your audio. So that's all for me. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.